Hi guys, tried to be normal here, May 18th, 2020, and I'm looking at the Gateway Pundit here. Pardon me. Huge scandal. Oregon changes hundreds of Republican ballots to non-partisan, denying GOP voters the right to participate in the primaries. This is by Brock Simmons. Disturbing news is coming out of Oregon as hundreds of people are reporting that their voter registration was switched from Republican to non-affiliated without their knowledge or permission. Oregon is entirely vote by mail, as we know, and ballots were sent out in the last week of April and due this Tuesday at 8 p.m. Many were shocked to open their ballot to find that they were no longer with the party they thought they were with, and they received nonpartisan ballots. As Oregon is a closed primary state, this effectively denies these people the right to vote in the party's primary that they thought they were registered as. In other words, if you don't get a hold of this and get a grasp on this, November 3rd, you might find yourself not being able to vote for Donald J. Trump. This is only reportedly happening to folks who were registered as Republican. Go figure. The non-affiliation ballots allow the voter to vote for nonpartisan races, judges' seats, and ballot measures, but they do not get to vote in any of the Republican primary races, which includes 2 hotly contested congressional races along with several state legislature seats and the Secretary of State race. The deadline to update your voter registration in Oregon was April 27th, so it's too late for these people to get their right ballot. Some are reporting that they didn't even get options for local nonpartisan races or ballot measures on their ballot, only judge seats. Others are reporting that they straight up received the wrong ballot. Some are saying they've switched their registration back to Republican, but then they check again and it's been re-switched to a non-affiliated. Okay, so here's a general picture of the ballot. Okay, in my opinion, we should, if you get screwed on this like these people did, you should take your ballot and vote write in your Republican candidate for judiciary, for county assessor, for county surveyor, blah blah blah. Write in your Republican candidate. Block these, draw a line through the whole thing of that one so that they can't erase it. Carefully write in the name and block in your zero. Mark in your box. Sign it. Put your name on the envelope and all that stuff that you're supposed to do to make sure they don't have any other reason to invalidate it. But use your write-in option here. Don't just be screwed like this with nothing you can do about it. There is still something you can do about it. And then after you get your Republican candidates written in here in these, then you can go back and get on the county office, voters registrar, and make them change it. I have a feeling that the Trump team is aware of this, but that doesn't help these people. Again, anytime you get muffed up like this and you think there's nothing you can do, there still is one thing you can do. Use your write-in option. Write them in. And I would do, if they messed up my ballot and sent me one for president, I would write in Donald J. Trump. I would not vote for anyone else. That's it. So that's the last thing you can do. But everybody needs to be aware that this is happening. Let's see, it says confusion seems to have something to do with the newish motor voter law. In other words, they're blaming it on DMV. Furthermore, the election office is supposed to mail you a little card if there's been a change in your registration. A select few of these people were able to contact their county elections offices in time and were able to procure a Republican ballot after going down to the office and explaining the situation. Knowing how crooked and backwards Oregon is, I wouldn't be surprised if these people end up getting charged with some kind of crime because they whacked out Democrat Attorney General Ellen Rosenblum, who used to be a sorry excuse for a judge in the Multnomah County Circuit, if I may add, and Secretary of State, another female, Bev Clarno, will claim that these folks are somehow illegally voting in the Republican primary. And there's a Facebook group you can join also as well. And you can also file complaints with the FBI's Civil Rights Division and the Federal Department of Justice's Civil Rights Division. You can find the link on this page in Gateway Pundit or simply Google them. So, As you can see here, other people, this has been happening to lots of other people. And they're all complaining about it on this Facebook post. But Facebook is one of the worst places you can be to begin with. I don't understand why anybody wastes their time there. But if you're into that sort of thing, go. They banned me from Facebook. I can't even start an account under another identity. They just end it too. So my wife's ballot was nonpartisan ballot. We're Republicans. Too late to change for the primary. This is just on and on and on, and I'm sure this is just I'm sure this has increased recently. So just remember, you can write them in. Use the write-in for your Republican. That way they don't get the win. That way they gotta lose your ballot in order to, and it's better for them to actually lose it than take it over and vote it for somebody else. Because if they lose it, then that shows up in the numbers. So, as one last comment about this changing hundreds of Republican ballots to nonpartisan. They say hundreds, it could be thousands, who knows. Just remember, you have that write-in option. Y'all have a nice day. Trump 2020.